potential of using AI towards good things like well-being for people. Also, we're going to touch on safety and privacy a little bit, but that's by default or by design, as with AI. So first, we're going to be more technically oriented. So we're going to talk about technologies and tools. And the tool I'm going to talk about is called Intel OpenVINO Toolkit. Does anyone in the room know about it or have used it? So everybody learns today. That's good. So OpenVINO Toolkit is a platform for computer vision and for neural networks. What you can do with OpenVINO is do inference in machine learning much faster than on any other platform. The idea is to use this tool to make your neural networks run super fast on Intel technologies and processors. So, as I said before, this toolkit is supported and developed by Intel. If you want to check it out, you can just Google Intel OpenVINO and you'll get to their starting page where they have a lot of materials to get you started. This is an open source project, so it's really easy to integrate into your own work, if you like. So here's my opinion, at least in my work, which is mostly computer vision focused. I find that this is one of the most important tools, or the most important tools that I've been using for the past years, especially in the area of deployment, as I want my software to be able to run in any kind of situation on different OSs, different machines, and different locations. Like it can be on the cloud, it can be on an edge device. I want it to be possible to run it fast, as fast as possible in any environment. So performance is very important, robustness is very important, and also, as I said before, flexibility. So if these three things matter to you, then I would highly recommend using OpenVINO to deploy your AI or machine learning algorithm. So, as I said before, you have performance. Performance means a lot of optimization, and here you have a twofold approach. You have more, let's say, classical computer vision approaches, like using OpenCV or OpenVX, but you also have a common API to deploy any kind of neural network that you've trained. So, does anyone in the room use TensorFlow in their work? So we have a few TensorFlows. Anyone uses Caffe or MXNet? So yeah, TensorFlow is king here. So you can basically have your machine learning algorithm in TensorFlow Caffe or whatever platform, and then you can just use the tools provided by Intel OpenVINO to convert your algo to the platform and then run it here. So also, if you don't have your own models and you just want to try it out and to use something that someone else has built, you can first of all take advantage of the model zoo they provide. So you can, if you install OpenVINO, you'll get the model zoo with the distro. But as well, you can check it out on GitHub, on the OpenCV page. They have a free model zoo with a lot of computer vision and machine learning algorithms that you can just use. So here's how it works. So as I said before, you have your deep learning framework like TensorFlow or Caffe, and then you use a tool called a model optimizer. And it sounds fancy, but it's actually super simple to use. You're going to see in the next slide how simple it is. And after that, you can just use the output, which is an XML and a binary file. You can just use it in your application, and you can use it on any type of device. So you can run it on CPU, you can run it on GPU, you can run it on VPU, which I'm going to talk a bit about later, or you can run it on an FPGA. So the sky is the limit. I mean, you build it once, you optimize it, and then it runs everywhere, and it runs really fast. So yeah, as I said, this is how easy it is to do it. So here's just like command line steps to use the model downloader. You just choose QuizNet or whatever is available in the model zoo, and then you just tell it to optimize. You choose whatever output you're interested in. So if you want 32 floating points or 16 floating points, it depends on your choice of the deployment, and there you have it. And here's how you use it. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, you use your executable. You choose, I don't know. In this case, it's an image. So you want to apply the model to an image, and then you say run it on a CPU. Or you can alternatively say run it on a VPU, and yeah, this is a VPU. It's like AI on a stick, and that's as well very useful for edge case scenarios. So when you want to run your algorithms or your models on small devices that don't have that much computing power or don't have GPUs, they don't have a lot of, let's say, power to run on, they're low wattage, then this is like the best thing you can use to have machine learning running on the device, not necessarily being tied to the cloud. So yeah, this is the NCS. So it's a high performance, low power vision computing unit, and this is one way you can use it. It comes as a stick. You plug it in your USB and that's it. But you can also get it as a board to put it in your Raspberry Pi or whatever other board you're using to deploy at the edge. Alright, so yeah, this is just Google Intel Neural Compute Stick if you want to learn more about it. Also, yeah, you can ask me about it after the presentation. Alright, so a good segue. Here's a project which actually I've tested and used this stick on it, and it was a really good use case for trying out an external processor for machine learning. So bPro AI is a PC productivity tool or productivity enhancement tool. It's basically a way that can help you on your machine. It can help you track your work and see what are your ups and downs and how you could basically improve your workflow. I don't know if this is something that everyone goes through, but I think that especially in my workflow, all the interruptions that I get are really bad for productivity during that day. So this was a way or something I thought about that you could use to first understand those productivity breaking points and then do something about them. So understanding is the key with this project. This is actually a passion project I've built in the past year, just to understand more of my usage and possibly at some point to allow others to do so. So yeah, this is more focused on professionals. I code a lot, so I consider myself a professional who uses the computer like maybe 10 hours a day. So yeah, I'm in a sweet spot. So how many of you use your PC more than 6 hours a day? Let's say that's reasonable. So yeah, I guess you guys could use something like this to see where you could do better. So yeah, the motto of the project is to become the best version of you, at least in terms of work. So yeah, the more you can do in less time, the more you can enjoy the rest of the time that you have available. So yeah, here are the key benefits. So one is time tracking. So you can easily track where you've spent your time in your workday. You can have a lot of insights about your workflow. See where you have productivity breaking points, because I think that's one of the biggest issues, where you have that kind of fall in doing things. And the fourth one is well-being, and yeah, we're slowly going towards the well-being part. In terms of well-being, I think that the key thing is to know when to take breaks, to know when to recharge, refuel, and start again and be more and more productive. So yeah. The idea is also to run locally. So running it locally on your computer running AI locally, not sending anything to the cloud, means that there's actually no compromise towards privacy or data safety, because everything is processed in real time on your computer, nothing gets out, nothing gets saved, all is metadata that is meant to help you and stays with you, and that's something rare these days, I think. Yeah, so let's go towards how do we do it. So I think the key here is to discover more data or make it a bit smarter than usual. So let's say you have this type of information. I mean, people who have iPhones, I think they have this kind of feature, like to see which apps they spend most time during the day. I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. This is. I've tried to not use any of those in this graph. But yeah, the idea is to see where you've spent most of your screen time and try to understand something from that. But that's not all. The next step is to use machine learning and computer vision to understand the context. So more than what your OS is saying, because in this case your OS or iOS, Windows, whatever, can tell you what kind of app is in the foreground, right? But I think it's very important to know what is in the foreground as well, because you can do it now, and you can do it like you can get that information just by running inference on this kind of little thing, and it's very, very interesting, as you can also mix it with something else, like if you're not, too much into privacy, but of course this is running on your own computer, so it's not really a privacy issue. You can also have real-time facial emotion analytics, and then you get even more data. So imagine this use case. So this is data with context, right? So the user is browsing the web using Chrome, and yeah, the string content has puppies on it, and yeah, the user should be happy. I think in 99% of the cases, he should have a happy facial expression. Well, this tells a lot about you in that moment. This is rich data. It does tell you that, okay, you're probably not working in that moment, you're probably taking a break. Hopefully that's not what you do every day, all day long. But yeah, it's telling a lot more about you and your workflow and what you're doing. So if you're maybe, I don't know, super concentrated using a text editor and super sad or angry for a while, then yeah, maybe you learn something about yourself doing that. So the idea is to use this kind of technologies, like a lot of computer vision algorithms, to build something that understands more about your daily rituals in development or whatever you're doing. Okay, so there's actually an article that I published on this project. So if you want to try it yourself, just go to this link, and you can see there's also a small tutorial there on how to get started and build your own self-assessment tool. And yeah, maybe in the future, if I get more time on my hands, I can even post on GitHub or whatever I've coded so far, so people can play with it and see what's up. So yeah, this is actually the thinking behind it. So if you maximize your achievements and do everything that you need to do in all your goals, you do them in a lesser time frame, and you optimize this, then you get a lot more time to do the things that are good for you. So here's where the well-being kicks in, because you do need to recharge, you do need to be happy a lot of the time, not just stressed and working on some topic. Sometimes you love what you're doing, and sometimes there's things that you need to do. So the idea is to shift that balance toward well-being and towards recharging and enjoying. So yeah, basically work smarter, and a way to work smarter is to find your weak points and try to eliminate them. So yeah, so going in the recharge area, I'm going to talk to you about an actual project that is about to be launched soon. It's called Okaya, and it's all about well-being. The idea is to, as I said before, is to help people, recharge their batteries. So people should be more aware, at least from my point of view. Sometimes you do tend to work a lot. I don't know, in my case it happens a lot, to find myself at a certain hour still working, and that's not bad, not good for the long term. So the idea is to understand this and to find ways to tackle this. So yeah, Okaya focuses on preventing burnout and basically providing people, good ways to avoid this, like options to reclaim their well-being. So this is actually a big problem. Maybe not locally, maybe we're more tougher than others, but yeah, more than 2 in 5 people show signs of burnout, and more than 1 in 5 people actually feel burned out at work, which is a really, really big deal, because it comes with a set of problems. When people are burnt out, they tend to be a lot less productive. They tend to be not as in the game as they should be, and they tend to be dissatisfied with everything. This is normal, your body is reacting to you pushing it to the limit, so it kind of makes sense. And yeah, last but not least, there's major health risks, and this is a big problem. These numbers are for the US, so it's probably cheaper here to tackle that problem. But it really says that it's a really costly problem for you as a person, and also for you as an enterprise, because it affects everyone, and it can lead to a domino effect that is really, really unproductive. Oh, and also, yeah, let's put safety in here. So imagine if you're, not doing office work, you're doing, I don't know, medicine, or you're doing construction, or you're flying a plane. You would really, really prefer that your, your pilot is not burnt out. And if he's flying, 10 hours over the Atlantic, he's awake when a problem happens, if it happens. So this applies in many places, and there's someone who's like building a building on the main street, right? And he's operating the crane, and he's a bit tired, and he drops something. Then you have a really big problem. So yeah, going to our solution. So we've built some focus tools to handle all these problems. So we have something called a video analysis AI. So when I put AI in the title of the talk, it's more like a blanket term. I'm mostly referring to computer vision and some machine learning. We have some burnout-centric questionnaires, so basically getting as much feedback as possible from the user to see where they're at and how they're feeling. And also there's a lot of following up with professionals. We're going to see a bit more about this in the next slides. So yeah, here's how the Vision AI looks like in a way. So you can take a video with your phone. It can analyze your face. We're trying to estimate fatigue as well as possible using your facial video data. So we track eyes, we track facial landmarks, and we track facial emotions to do this. This is one of the key elements of the platform, but of course there's more. Also, we believe in taking monitoring to the next level, and like doing assessments real time, tracking how people respond to recommendations, and also in the case that people have them, I see people having more and more wearables like smartwatches to track their steps and whatnot, or sleep. Then we can use that data as well. So yeah, from an end user's perspective, we have a mobile app that you can install for free and just get some free health assessments and some really good advice. And if the case is that you need more, then we can connect you to tailored professionals that can help you with your specific problems. So yeah, here's how the beta app looks. The idea is that you have a score related to your health if you're doing all the assessments and trying to see how you're doing. You have some tips for recharging. So those are absolutely free. They come from professionals. They can be read or also listened to. And then you have a list of pros that fit you. So this is a quick and easy way to connect with people that may have an optimal solution for your problem. So like, is it nutrition? Is it fitness? It depends. It depends from each person to each person. So the idea is that you have a direct link in your pocket to get to a professional and to treat yourself and to improve your well-being. Yeah, so yeah, that was faster than expected. So yeah, I would like to invite you to join our cause and yeah, to help people improve their well-being. You can right now do it in 2 ways. So there's a beta waiting list for people who want to try the app, and there's also a way for you as a pro. So is someone in the room a pro in nutrition or fitness or coaching? Okay, so users mostly. So people who would need those pros to help them do better. Yeah, so yeah, let's keep in touch, and I'm looking forward to your questions. Thank you.